Today is June 2nd, and our portable chicken coop is officially on the move. Dan recently installed 3-inch casters, and that allows us to easily move the 10-foot square PVC chicken coop around our yard with greater ease, rather than the pulling, pushing motion that Dan had been using prior to the wheels. Right now, what you see Dan doing is removing the extraneous interior materials. Not that extraneous for our happy hens, but they're cubed perch that all 10 of our hens, surviving hens, use every night at sundown, and they all manage to cozy up on the perch. We irrigated about 3 days ago, and so the ground was a little bit wet, so we didn't want to move at that time. But what you see Dan doing right now is just rolling across our yard without that tugging, pulling motion, and he's going to be moving forward. Over here on the right hand side, let me see if I can focus. Dan drilled a 1-inch approximately hole to insert the liners for the casters. We purchased the 3-inch casters at a caster supply store, and they were very helpful with that. And so Dan drilled the holes, inserted the inserts, and just tucked the wheels in, and here they go. So that was an easy move. Let's just focus on, this is where the chickens were, and then over here you're starting to see some of our garden, the blackberries, raspberries, and of course the Jerusalem artichokes that are in full production. So that was it. Dan, in a matter of moments, less than a minute, easily propelled the chicken coop across our yard. What you see him doing is tossing down a few timbers. Our ground, because of the irrigation system that we use from the Rio Grande River, we have different little culverts in the yard so the water flows better, but those indentations make it an easy escape for our chickens. So despite the fact that the chicken coop is level, our ground is not level, and so they will look for any opportunity to slide under, because as you can see, they are well aware of the vegetation all around our yard, and they would love to get into the Jerusalem artichokes and sunflowers. Poking up there in the center, we have our 5 jujube trees that have leafed out. One of the jujube trees actually took 4 months to leaf out. We thought it was dormant and did not survive, and in fact it did. So we do have 5 jujube trees that we're keeping a close eye on. Right there you see Dan taking in the 30-gallon little chicken feed pen, and so he'll just put everything back in. What the chickens always enjoy every couple of days is this fresh patch of green grass. That is the real attraction in our yard for them, the worms. And because the yard is so dense, the vegetation is so dense, the grass, the chickens love scratching through and they actually aerate. They're natural aerators of our yard, and so it's a very symbiotic relationship we have with them because they fertilize the yard. Any place that they've been, as I've mentioned earlier, that the grass is greener and thicker. We've noticed more clover sprouting up, not just the Bermuda grass that was always here, but they do not take a toll on the grass. I mean, you can see it looks a little bit different where they have been, but it will green up very nicely. So that's it. Dan is getting the perch back in. He does put a couple of bricks on top of their pen, their food pen. There's a Buff Orpington that just hopped on readily. He puts the bricks on because the chickens have been known to knock the top off and make a mess, which they easily do. But there they are, and so that's the exciting development with our portable chicken coop. 3-inch wheels that facilitate the easy move of our chicken coop. Until later, during the summer, we will have future developments. We're thinking about handles. Perhaps that would make rolling it across the yard that much easier. Until then, happy egg hunting, and take care. We'll see you now.